Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, what's my brethren all across the UK, and speaking of the UK, wanted to talk about something interesting because in light of Canelo Alvarez fighting Rocky Fielding for a super middleweight title in his next fight, 168-pound fighters have began to call out Canelo, and one of them comes in the form of Callum Smith, fellow DAZN fighter and fellow 168-pound fighter, wants a piece of Canelo Alvarez, saying, I quote, yeah, of course, if he stays super middleweight, then I'll definitely be putting my name in the hat for his next fight at the weight. He's a special fighter, but I don't believe he's the biggest at super middleweight, and I think that gives any super middleweight a slight advantage over him, what they probably lack in ability up against him. But if he stays there, then definitely I'll love to fight him. Canelo Alvarez in Vegas is another thing that I would like to take off. I'd be happy to go for the big fights now, and I don't think they come much bigger in my weight division than Canelo Alvarez. He's got a size advantage on the night, and he would be a lot bigger, yada, 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 whatever. Okay, so basically, Caleb Smith wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, and I think that would be a really, really good fight if it ever came about. Definitely better than him fighting Rocky Fielding. I mean, Rocky Fielding, no disrespect to him, has proven himself throughout the course of his career to be nothing more than just a solid UK fighter. But it is, and he fought Callum Smith, got destroyed in round two rounds. So he's gonna have an advantage against Canelo. It's different styles and different fighters pose different matchups. But I'm just saying, I don't really see I don't see a way. I don't see how Rocky Fielding's gonna be able to keep Canelo off of him. I think that Canelo eventually is gonna hurt him going to the body because Canelo has proven to be a fantastic body puncher. The speed of his punches is very tremendous. He was able to hit Golovkin. He was able to fight Golovkin really, really well. But Golovkin, one of the best, fighters in the sport, he's able to sit there toe-to-toe and fight him. So what makes you think he's not going to fight you? So I don't really see how Rocky Fielding win that fight, but credit to Rocky Fielding for taking the fight and believing in himself. But if you were to fight Callum Smith, I think that's a better matchup because Callum Smith has more ability than Rocky Fielding. He showed me a lot in his last fight with George Groves, and he had some decent performances in the World Boxing Super Series. He had some trash performances in the World Boxing Super Series, but then it also culminated with the performance against George Groves, which I thought was a good fight. And it kind of just proved what I've been saying a lot recently, which is you don't need to be great every fight to be that much better than your opponent, and you'll get the W. And I think Callum Smith is more than capable of going in there against Canelo Alvarez and doing the job and just showing that, hey, I'm one of the best fighters in the world. And it'd be interesting to see how Canelo handles the size, skill, and smarts of a guy like Callum Smith. And he's gonna be a lot harder to beat. You would think, being that now he's got a lot more confidence. He's won the tournament. He's got all these belts. So I wouldn't mind seeing it. It's a fight that business-wise makes a lot of sense. It's a notable opponent for Canelo, and if they're gonna do fights in New York, like I think they're gonna try to do, I think New York is gonna be somewhere where Canelo and DAZN and Eddie Hearn's will play a role in that as well. They're gonna try to establish New York as a home base for Canelo because for so long he's been fighting on the West Coast, L.A., Vegas, places like that, Texas. And he's got his fan base out there, but he's yet to do it in the UK, in New York, which is obviously a massive market, which is obviously has a big Mexican population. It's a melting pot for all cultures, but it has a big Mexican population. It's in very close proximity to the UK. So when we talk to DAZN, Eddie Hearn could then use his fighters to bring over to New York City, which will thus in turn have a lot of UK fans come on a nice little holiday from the UK to New York City. And overall, I think it'll create some great events. And I think that's what DAZN, Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn, Canelo, they're in the business of doing that, creating great events. So, yeah, man, I think Callum Smith is a viable option in the future. Stylistically, I think it's a good matchup for both fighters. It's a sturdy matchup for both fighters, and not a fight I would mind seeing at all. But let me know what you guys think out there. What do you think? Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith in the future. He's calling him out. What do you think? Do you fancy that fight? Do you want to see it? Or is it just, whatever to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. But like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. So until next time, take care, guys.